In the boundless, untamed wilderness of Africa, where the horizon blazes with the last light of day and shadows stretch across the savanna, a silent drama unfolds with every heartbeat. Here, beneath the golden sky, giraffes and elephants move like ancient guardians, their silhouettes etched against the fading sun, a living testament to the wild's enduring mysteries. Every creature, from the stealthy lion weaving through tall grass to the relentless cheetah sprinting across open plains, is bound by rules older than memory. The wildebeest, driven by instinct, begin their epic migration, a journey fraught with peril and promise, guided by the invisible hand of survival. In these vast expanses, solitude can be both a curse and a blessing. The lone lion, master of its domain, treads carefully, every step a calculation. A solitary elephant pauses, trunk raised, reading the air for distant signals, each movement a response to the wild's unspoken laws. Survival here is not a matter of brute strength alone. Zebras and wildebeest graze side by side, their senses intertwined, each animal alert to the subtlest shift in the wind. Meerkats stand sentinel, eyes scanning the horizon, while impalas freeze, every muscle tensed for flight. The wild is a crucible where only the most adaptable endure. Cheetahs hone their claws on ancient trees, lions flash their teeth in silent warning, and crocodiles lie in wait, jaws agape as dusk deepens. Hyenas and jackals, ever opportunistic, prowl the shadows, each playing their part in this intricate ballet. Yet the greatest strength often lies in unity. African wild dogs coordinate with astonishing precision, their hunt a display of seamless teamwork. Buffalo herds move as one, a wall of muscle and horn, while elephants gather in tight circles, their trunks entwined in silent reassurance. Even flamingos in their thousands rise and turn as a single swirling cloud. When danger looms, alliances are forged in an instant. Buffaloes form a living barricade, horns locked against prowling lions. Wildebeests surge forward in a thunderous wave, while gazelles cluster together, their unity a shield against the circling threat above. Across continents and species, the language of survival is spoken in gestures and calls. Chimpanzees groom and bond, reinforcing trust. Meerkats rotate their watch, never leaving the group exposed. Dolphins slice through the water in perfect formation, while parrots sound the alarm from above, their voices a lifeline for the flock. The lone hunter faces daunting odds, but together, a pride of lions can topple a buffalo, wolves can outmaneuver larger prey, and hyenas can overwhelm with sheer numbers. Wild horses, too, find safety in their galloping herd, each individual's fate tied to the group's swift cohesion. The wild's warning system is a symphony of signals. Baboons shriek from treetops, sending ripples of alarm through the forest. Birds erupt into flight, their sudden movement a message understood by all. Antelope herds scatter at the first hint of danger, while warthogs vanish into burrows, vanishing before the predator's eyes. These are not random acts, but the result of generations of adaptation. Elephants greet each other with gentle trunk touches, birds murmur and shift in unison, and meerkats chirp warnings to their kin. Painted dogs nuzzle their young, passing on the knowledge of the pack. In the wild, the vulnerable are never left unguarded. Elephant calves are encircled by a living wall of adults, zebras press close in dazzling stripes, and penguins huddle for warmth against the Antarctic wind. Wildebeest calves are shepherded by the herd, protected from the river's lurking dangers. Every day, an intricate web of interactions unfolds. Migration paths crisscross the land, animal trails intertwine, and waterholes become meeting grounds for countless species. Even beneath the surface, termites build vast cities, their cooperation hidden from view, but vital to the ecosystem. When threats approach, elephants close ranks, forming a fortress of tusks and trunks. Overhead, the herd's formation reveals a strategy honed by centuries. Giraffes, too, arrange themselves to shield their calves, their towering forms a deterrent to prowling predators. In the ocean's depths, orcas communicate with a symphony of clicks and whistles, orchestrating hunts with flawless precision. Sardines swirl in vast shifting balls, their unity a living shield against the jaws that pursue them. Even the smallest creatures are bound by these rules. Ants march in endless lines, each carrying a fragment of the whole. Bees labor in perfect harmony, constructing hives that pulse with life. Termites rebuild after the storm, their resilience a testament to collective effort. At the waterhole, boundaries blur. Predators and prey gather, each wary but bound by the need for water. Birds flock overhead, their patterns shifting with the wind. Oxpeckers ride on buffalo backs, a partnership forged in mutual benefit. Strength here is measured not by muscle alone, but by the bonds that unite. Buffaloes stand shoulder to shoulder, wildebeest press close in the crush of migration, and lions nuzzle in quiet moments of trust. Elephants trumpet together, their voices echoing across the plains, a chorus of unity. The wild's greatest stories are those of kinship. Lion prides rest in the shade, their bonds unbreakable. Elephant families journey in single file, each step guided by memory and care. Baboon mothers cradle their infants, while meerkat pups bask in the warmth of the group. As we venture deeper into this world, we witness alliances in motion, herds sweeping across the savanna, predators and prey locked in an ancient dance, even crocodiles sharing the riverbank in uneasy truce. Each scene reveals a new layer of the wild's unwritten code. Watch as lionesses move with silent coordination, their eyes locked on the target, each step a calculated part of the hunt. Cheetahs fan out, encircling their quarry, their strategy a blend of speed and cooperation. Baboons traverse the grasslands, their troop a fortress in motion. When threatened, they form a defensive circle. Sentinels posted high, while others groom and reinforce the bonds that hold the group together. At the river's edge, Cape buffaloes face the lurking crocodile, their unity a shield against ancient jaws. Hippos submerge as one, their eyes and ears breaking the surface, ever vigilant for threats that slip beneath the water. This journey is more than a glimpse into animal lives. It is a revelation of the wild's deepest truths. As dawn breaks over the delta and herds stir to life, the lesson is clear. In the wild, survival is not a solitary pursuit, but a symphony of cooperation, resilience, and the unseen rules that bind all life together. On the sweeping grasslands of Africa, the lion reigns as a symbol of power and majesty, but beneath this regal exterior lies a world of intricate relationships and subtle bonds, woven together by the daily rhythms of pride life. The true strength of these magnificent big cats is not found in solitary dominance, but in the complex, ever-shifting tapestry of their social structure. Each pride is a living network bound by blood, loyalty, and shared experience. Lions are the only truly social cats in the world, living and hunting together in groups called prides. A pride is typically made up of related females, their cubs, and a coalition of males, often brothers, who defend the group. This cooperative lifestyle gives them a significant advantage in the harsh realities of the savanna. Every member has a role, from the vigilant sentinels who keep watch to the nurturing mothers who groom and protect the young. While a lone lioness has a hunting success rate of around 17%, a pride working in concert can increase that success to 30%. The difference is not just in numbers, but in the seamless choreography of the hunt. This margin is the difference between a full belly and the persistent pang of hunger, a margin that ensures the survival of the pride and its future generations. Cubs, still clumsy and learning, are always at the center of these feasts, protected by the adults. A lion hunt is a masterpiece of strategy and coordination. Each lioness knows her place in the formation, honed by years of practice and observation. It often begins with the lead lionesses, the most experienced hunters who silently fan out to encircle their chosen prey. Their movements are ghost-like, vanishing into the golden grass. They use the landscape to their advantage, creeping through tall grass and using the direction of the wind to mask their scent. Even the youngest cubs learn to read the wind, mimicking the adults. Communication is subtle. A flick of an ear, a glance, a slight shift in posture. These silent signals are the language of the pride, understood by all, from the oldest matriarch to the youngest cub. Each member of the team knows its role. The youngest watch and learn, while the elders orchestrate the hunt with practiced precision. Some lionesses drive the prey towards their hidden companions, while others lie in wait, ready to launch the final decisive ambush. The success of the hunt depends on perfect timing and trust. This intricate ballet of stealth and power allows them to take on formidable animals like the powerful Cape buffalo, or on rare occasions, a mighty hippopotamus. The pride's unity transforms them into a force few can withstand. This transfer of knowledge is vital. Cubs watch every move, learning not just how to hunt, but how to read the moods and intentions of their elders. In places like Akagera National Park in Rwanda, where lions were reintroduced after a long absence, the bonds of family are tested and renewed. New prides form, and the ancient rituals of learning begin anew. A seasoned lioness will lead a hunt, not just to secure a meal, but to teach the younger, less experienced females. Her patience is legendary, her lessons strict but fair. The youngsters watch, they participate, and sometimes they make mistakes. A failed pounce or a premature charge is met with gentle correction, not punishment. Through this active mentorship, the essential skills of cooperative hunting are passed down from one generation to the next. The pride's future depends on this living education. It is a living tradition, a form of education, where the lessons are taught not in a classroom, but in the heart of the hunt. Each dusk brings new challenges, and each dawn, new opportunities to learn. However, life for the lion is not without its great challenges. The savanna is unforgiving, and every day is a test of resilience. In the last 2 decades, the African lion population has plummeted by over 40%, with only about 20,000 remaining in the wild. Each pride is now a precious thread in the fabric of the ecosystem. They face threats from shrinking territories, fierce competition with other predators, and the ever-present struggle for food and water. Even the strongest pride can be tested by drought or the encroachment of rivals. The pride's teamwork is not only for hunting, it is also for defending their territory and their cubs from rival lions and other predators like hyenas. The roar of a male lion is both a warning and a promise of protection. The very social fabric that makes them such effective hunters is also what makes them vulnerable. Bonds are reinforced through grooming, nuzzling, and the gentle touch of a paw, acts of affection that strengthen the pride. The loss of even a few key members can disrupt the pride's delicate balance, jeopardizing the survival of all. In the world of lions, family is everything, their greatest strength and sometimes their greatest risk. Far from the African plains, in the vast and mysterious expanse of the world's oceans, another group of master strategists reigns supreme. The orca, or killer whale, is the apex predator of every ocean on Earth, commanding respect with its sheer size, intelligence, and adaptability. These are not just powerful animals. They are incredibly intelligent beings with complex social lives and hunting techniques that rival the most sophisticated military operations. Weighing up to 10 tons and capable of swimming at speeds of over 35 miles per hour, an orca is a formidable force on its own. But their true power is unleashed when they work together as a pod, a close-knit family group that often stays together for life. Orca pods exhibit a level of coordination that is simply breathtaking to witness. Each member has a role, from scouts that locate prey to experienced hunters that lead the attack. They communicate using a rich language of clicks, whistles, and calls, with different pods even developing their own unique dialects, much like human cultures. This acoustic complexity allows them to coordinate movements, share information about prey, and maintain social bonds even in the darkest depths. This constant communication allows them to execute highly elaborate hunting plans. Some pods specialize in hunting fish, while others target marine mammals, adapting their strategies to the local environment and available prey. One of the most remarkable strategies is wave washing, where a team of orcas will swim in perfect formation to create a large wave that washes a seal off an ice floe. This technique requires precise timing and synchronized effort, with each orca contributing to the surge. In other instances, they have been observed working together to separate a young whale calf from its mother, using distraction and coordinated attacks to isolate their target. The pod's ability to anticipate and counter the defensive maneuvers of their prey is a testament to their intelligence. Orcas have even developed the astonishing ability to flip over a great white shark, inducing a state of tonic immobility and allowing them to access the shark's nutrient-rich liver. This feat requires immense precision, strength, and teamwork, and is a rare example of a marine predator preying on another apex predator. The bonds within a pod are incredibly deep and long-lasting, built upon a foundation of shared knowledge passed down through generations, primarily by the elder females. These matriarchs are living libraries of information, holding the key to the pod's survival. They guide the group to feeding grounds, teach hunting techniques, and mediate social interactions. They remember the locations of the best feeding grounds, sometimes traveling hundreds or even thousands of miles to reach them. The timing of seasonal fish migrations is also encoded in their collective memory, allowing the pod to arrive precisely when food is most abundant. They teach the younger members the specific hunting techniques that have proven successful for their family line. Juveniles learn by observing and participating in hunts, gradually mastering the skills needed to survive. This cultural transmission of knowledge ensures that the pod can adapt to changing conditions and continue to thrive in their challenging marine environment. Some pods have even been observed developing entirely new hunting strategies in response to shifts in prey behavior or climate. The family is not just a social unit, it is an essential survival mechanism. Each member's well-being is tied to the group's success, and cooperation is the foundation of their existence. The emotional lives of orcas are as complex as their hunting strategies. They engage in play, form lifelong bonds, and display empathy and care for injured or sick pod members. They show signs of what we can only interpret as joy, curiosity, and even grief. Playful interactions help strengthen social ties and teach young orcas important skills. In a now famous and heartbreaking example, a mother orca named Tahlequah carried her deceased newborn calf for 17 days, traveling over 1,000 miles in what was widely seen as a profound expression of mourning. This deep capacity for emotion underscores the strength of their family ties. The pod's unity is reinforced through constant interaction, vocalization, and physical closeness. To understand the orca is to understand that we are not looking at a mere animal, but at a sophisticated, intelligent, and deeply feeling society that has mastered the art of living and working together in the great blue wilderness of the sea. Their hunting pods are not only a testament to their evolutionary success, but also to the remarkable complexity of life beneath the waves. The African wilderness is shaped by giants, none more iconic than the elephant and the hippopotamus. These titans are not only the largest land and river mammals on the continent, but also the keepers of ancient secrets, each uniquely adapted to thrive in Africa's most unforgiving environments. Though their worlds rarely overlap, elephants and hippos share a mastery of survival, honed by millions of years of evolution. Their strategies are as different as the landscapes they rule, one shaped by intellect and memory, the other by brute force and aquatic ingenuity. Elephants, with their soulful eyes and deliberate movements, are renowned for their intelligence. Their brains, weighing up to 5 kilograms, are the largest of any land animal, packed with intricate folds that support complex thought, empathy, and even grief. The temporal lobes of an elephant's brain are not only massive, but densely wired for memory and emotion. This allows elephants to recall the locations of distant waterholes, recognize hundreds of individuals, and even remember the voices and scents of companions after decades apart. In the relentless cycle of drought and flood, this memory is a lifeline. Elephants can sense subtle changes in the earth, detecting distant thunderstorms or the faintest scent of water on the wind, guiding their herds with uncanny precision. At the heart of every herd is the matriarch, a living library of survival. Her leadership is not just about age, but about wisdom earned through decades of hardship, migration, and triumph. She remembers the taste of mineral-rich soils, the safest paths through lion territory, and the subtle cues that signal danger or opportunity. Her decisions can mean the difference between life and death for generations. When drought grips the land, the matriarch leads her family across barren plains, sometimes retracing routes she last traveled as a calf. Her memory is a map etched by time and necessity. This knowledge is passed down through generations, not by instinct alone, but through teaching and example. Young elephants learn by watching, listening, and imitating, ensuring the herd's survival long after the matriarch is gone. Communication among elephants is a symphony of sound and gesture. They use infrasound, deep rumbles below the range of human hearing, that travel through the ground for miles, detected by sensitive pads in their feet and trunks. These vibrations carry messages of reunion, warning, or celebration, binding herds together across vast distances. Even a single trumpet or a gentle touch of trunks can convey reassurance or resolve conflict. In stark contrast, the hippopotamus is a master of the water's edge. With barrel-shaped bodies and immense jaws, hippos are built for dominance in rivers and lakes where few dare challenge them. By day, hippos float in cool water, their eyes, ears, and nostrils perched atop their heads, an evolutionary adaptation that lets them breathe and observe while almost completely submerged, minimizing exposure to the sun and predators. But beneath this calm lies explosive power. Hippos can launch themselves from the water with astonishing speed, galloping across riverbanks at up to 30 miles per hour. Their aggression is legendary, and their territorial battles can reshape entire river systems. Their bodies are armored with 2-inch thick skin, nearly impervious to most predators. A dominant male can control a stretch of river for years, defending it with displays of yawning, splashing, and, if challenged, brutal combat. The hippo's mouth is a formidable weapon, capable of opening to 150 degrees, revealing tusks that can grow up to 20 inches, and a bite force strong enough to shatter bone and even small boats. Few predators dare approach a healthy adult hippo. Even crocodiles, lions, and hyenas give way, knowing that a single charge can be fatal. Yet, hippos are more than just river guardians. They are ecosystem engineers, shaping the very waterways they inhabit. Their movements carve channels, create pools, and maintain habitats for countless other species. Each night, hippos emerge from the water to graze, sometimes traveling miles in search of fresh grass. This nightly migration transfers nutrients from land to water, fueling the productivity of entire river systems. Their dung is a vital resource, feeding fish, insects, and even aquatic plants. In some rivers, the presence of hippos can double the abundance of fish, supporting birds, reptiles, and mammals alike. Hippo skin is a marvel of adaptation. It secretes a thick reddish fluid, sometimes called blood sweat, that acts as both sunscreen and antibiotic, shielding them from the relentless sun and the threat of infection in muddy waters. This natural barrier keeps their skin supple and healthy, allowing them to bask for hours without burning or drying out. A perfect solution for life between land and water, and a testament to the ingenuity of evolution. In the intricate hierarchy of the African savanna, every creature plays a role, some as predators, others as prey, and a rare few that seem to straddle both worlds. Among these, Certain animals possess such formidable defensive adaptations that even the most seasoned hunters approach with caution and respect. The Cape buffalo is the embodiment of this paradox, a creature whose reputation for power and unpredictability is legendary across the continent. Known ominously as the Black Death, the Cape buffalo is feared not only for its immense strength but for its volatile temperament, making it one of Africa's most dangerous animals. A mature bull can tip the scales at nearly 2,000 pounds, its most distinctive feature being the massive horns that sweep outward and fuse at the base, forming a thick, helmet-like boss, nature's own suit of armor. This formidable shield, coupled with a muscular frame and a hair-trigger disposition, means that even a solitary buffalo can become a force to be reckoned with, capable of charging with astonishing speed and ferocity. Yet the true genius of the Cape buffalo lies not in individual might, but in the collective strength of the herd, a living fortress that moves and reacts as a single, cohesive entity. Their survival hinges on an extraordinary herd instinct, where each member is attuned to the movements and signals of the others, creating a network of vigilance and mutual protection. When danger approaches, often in the form of a lion pride, the herd does not dissolve into chaos. Instead, they remain composed, their senses heightened, eyes and ears scanning for the slightest sign of threat. In a matter of moments, the buffalo form a living barricade, aligning shoulder to shoulder, horns angled outward, presenting an impenetrable wall of muscle and bone to any would-be attacker. The largest and most battle-hardened bulls take up positions at the perimeter, their massive bodies shielding the more vulnerable cows and calves, who are ushered into the safety of the herd's core. This disciplined formation transforms the herd into a single, intimidating organism, one that radiates both unity and menace, deterring even the boldest predators from making a reckless move. But what truly distinguishes the Cape buffalo is their astonishing willingness to launch a counter-offensive, risking everything to rescue a captured companion from the jaws of death. If a lion manages to seize a calf or a weakened adult, the herd will often wheel around and surge forward in a thunderous charge, their hooves pounding the earth in a display of raw determination. In these moments, the buffalo become a relentless force, mobbing the predators with their combined mass and wielding their horns as lethal weapons, often forcing lions to abandon their prize and flee for their lives. Such displays of solidarity and courage are not without risk. Lions can be trampled, gored, or fatally wounded, a testament to the peril that comes with challenging the herd. When the threat has passed, the herd resumes its tranquil rhythm, grazing and resting together, their bonds reinforced by the trials they have faced as one. In stark contrast, a buffalo separated from its herd is exposed and anxious, its vulnerability laid bare against the vastness of the savanna. But within the collective, each individual benefits from the vigilance of hundreds, every ear tuned, every eye alert, every muscle ready to respond in an instant. This formidable defense is so effective that only the most experienced and numerous lion prides dare to attempt a hunt, and even then, the outcome is uncertain and fraught with danger. The Cape buffalo stands as a living testament to the power of unity in the wild, where the strength of the many not only ensures survival, but transforms the hunted into a force that even the fiercest predators must respect. In the wild heart of Africa, where the golden grasses ripple beneath a relentless sun, the relationship between predator and prey is rarely simple. Here, every shadow hides a story, and every encounter is a test of wit and will. Among the tangled acacias and open plains, the leopard and the baboon engage in a contest that is as much about intellect as it is about strength, a silent duel that unfolds with every sunrise and sunset. The leopard, draped in a cloak of dappled gold and shadow, is a phantom, its presence felt more than seen. The baboon, meanwhile, is a creature of community, its world woven from the bonds of kin and the sharpness of collective memory. As dusk falls, the leopard emerges, alone and silent, its muscles rippling beneath its spotted coat. It moves with a purpose born of hunger and honed by generations of survival. Each step calculated, each pause a study in patience. Its eyes, luminous and unblinking, pierce the darkness. 6 times more sensitive than a human's, they catch the faintest glimmer, the slightest twitch in the grass. In the hush of night, the leopard becomes invisible, a whisper of danger gliding through the undergrowth. The savanna is its canvas, and the leopard paints itself into the scenery. Spots merging with sun-dappled grass, body pressed low, every muscle coiled for the sudden burst that will decide life or death. When the moment comes, the leopard's power is astonishing. With jaws locked around its prize, it ascends the nearest tree, muscles straining as it drags a carcass twice its weight into the safety of the branches. Above the reach of prowling hyenas and the jealous eyes of lions, the leopard feasts in solitude, every meal a victory snatched from the jaws of rivals. Yet the leopard's greatest weapon is not its strength, but its patience. It can wait for hours, unmoving as the world passes by, trusting in the art of stillness. When it strikes, it does so with breathtaking speed, a blur of muscle and claws erupting from the shadows, the silence shattered in an instant. But when the leopard's path crosses that of a baboon troop, the rules of the hunt are rewritten. The solitary hunter faces a fortress of vigilance and unity. In the harsh glare of daylight, the leopard's shadow lengthens and its advantage fades. The baboons, scattered across the open, are never truly alone. Each troop is a living shield, dozens of eyes scanning, ears twitching, noses testing the wind. The largest males, their canines gleaming, stand sentry atop rocks and branches, guardians of their kin. Their world is built on trust and communication. Grooming binds them. Play teaches the young, and every gesture is a signal in the silent language of survival. Sentinels perch high, their gaze sweeping the horizon. At the faintest hint of danger, they sound the alarm, a sharp bark that slices through the air. The troop erupts in a chorus of warning, every member instantly alert. The youngest swept to the center, the strongest males moving to the front. Instead of fleeing, the baboons rally. With a surge of courage, they charge as one, a living wall of shrieks and flashing teeth. The largest males bare their canines, their faces twisted in defiance. They lunge, fearless, at the leopard, their unity transforming fear into ferocity. The leopard, faced with this storm of aggression, hesitates. Screams and lunges drive it back, the solitary hunter outmatched by the power of many. In these moments, the balance of power shifts. The baboons, united, become the masters of their fate, forcing the leopard to melt away into the grass. Under the sun's gaze, the leopard's chances dwindle. An adult baboon protected by its troop is nearly untouchable. The baboon's strength lies in their unity, their voices weaving a net of safety that even the most cunning predator struggles to breach. But as darkness falls, the savanna transforms. The baboons huddle close, their chatter fading to anxious silence, while the leopard's confidence returns with the night. In the moonlit hush, a baboon strays too far, separated by curiosity or misstep. The leopard, eyes aglow, slips through the shadows, every sense tuned to the faintest sound. Here the ancient dance resumes, predator and prey, each shaped by the other, locked in a contest of mind and muscle. On this wild stage, survival is never guaranteed, and every encounter writes a new chapter in the saga of Africa's wildest secrets. Along the muddy banks of Africa's rivers and lakes lies a creature that has defied time itself. The Nile crocodile, ancient and enigmatic, is a living testament to the power of adaptation and survival. The Nile crocodile is a living relic, a species that has remained virtually unchanged for 200 million years. Its armored scales, thick and rugged, are a direct link to the age of the dinosaurs, providing both protection and camouflage. These reptiles have survived 5 mass extinctions, watching as dinosaurs rose and fell, and have perfected the art of survival to a degree that is difficult to comprehend. Their lineage stretches back to a time when the world was ruled by giants, and yet they remain unchanged and undaunted. Their success lies in a combination of immense power, incredible patience, and a set of physiological adaptations that make them the ultimate ambush predators. Their bodies are built for stealth, with eyes and nostrils positioned on top of their heads, allowing them to remain almost entirely submerged while keeping watch for prey. A crocodile is a master of its aquatic domain, a creature of pure primal efficiency. Its streamlined body and powerful tail propel it silently through the water, while webbed feet allow for sudden bursts of speed when needed. The most famous weapon in the crocodile's arsenal is its jaw. Lined with up to 68 conical teeth, these jaws are designed to seize and hold rather than chew, making them perfect for gripping slippery prey. With a bite force exceeding 3,000 pounds per square inch, it is one of the most powerful bites in the animal kingdom. This immense pressure can crush bone and immobilize even the largest of prey, from antelope to wildebeest. But this power is paired with an exquisite sensitivity. The crocodile's senses are finely tuned to its environment, allowing it to detect the slightest movement or vibration in the water. Their jaws are covered in dome-shaped pressure receptors, small black spots that can detect the faintest ripples in the water. These sensory organs, known as integumentary sensory organs, are unique among reptiles and give the crocodile an almost supernatural ability to locate prey. This allows a submerged crocodile to sense the precise location of an animal drinking at the water's edge without even seeing it. The crocodile can remain completely still, hidden beneath the surface, waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. Once it strikes, the infamous death roll begins. But the prey's end comes not from suffocation, but from the immense pressure causing cardiac arrest. The death roll is a violent spinning maneuver used to subdue prey and tear it into manageable pieces. It is a swift and brutally effective hunting method. The crocodile's reflexes are lightning fast, allowing it to snatch birds, fish, and mammals with equal ease. Patience is perhaps the crocodile's greatest virtue. It can remain motionless for hours, blending seamlessly with its surroundings, waiting for the slightest sign of movement. They are masters of energy conservation, able to slow their metabolism to such a degree that they can go for months, and in some cases over a year, without eating a single meal. This adaptation allows them to survive in environments where food is scarce or unpredictable. They can lie motionless for hours, appearing as nothing more than a floating log, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Their coloration and body shape make them nearly invisible to unsuspecting prey. This ability to wait, to conserve their strength until it is absolutely needed, is a key reason they have outlasted so many other species. Their slow, deliberate movements are a study in restraint and efficiency. They do not waste energy on unnecessary chases. They let the world come to them, and when it does, they are ready. Their ambush strategy is so effective that even the most cautious animals can fall victim to their sudden attacks. Yet amidst this raw power and ancient predatory instinct, there is a surprising tenderness. Nile crocodiles are among the few reptiles that exhibit complex parental care, ensuring the survival of their young in a perilous world. A female Nile crocodile is an incredibly gentle mother. She guards her nest with unwavering vigilance, protecting her eggs from predators such as monitor lizards and birds. After her eggs hatch, she carefully gathers her tiny, vulnerable offspring into her mouth. This remarkable behavior ensures that the hatchlings are safely transported from the nest to the water, away from immediate threats. The same jaws that can crush bone are used with surgical precision to gently transport her babies from the nest to the safety of the water. She may even respond to the calls of her young, digging them out if they become trapped in the nest chamber. She will guard them fiercely for several weeks, protecting them from the many predators that would seek to make a meal of them. During this time, the mother remains close, her presence a formidable deterrent to would-be attackers. This display of delicate parental care reveals another side to the ancient survivor, a secret of tenderness hidden within one of nature's most formidable predators. The Nile crocodile, both fearsome and nurturing, continues to thrive in Africa's wild waterways, a true master of survival shaped by millions of years of evolution. Our journey of discovery plunges us once more beneath the waves, into a realm where every heartbeat and every breath shapes the fate of the planet. Here, the ocean's hidden architects, giants and microscopic marvels alike, work in concert to sustain life on Earth. The great whales, the largest animals ever to have lived, are not only majestic wonders of the ocean, they are the silent engineers of marine ecosystems. Each migration, each dive, and each breach is a vital act in the ocean's grand design. Consider the blue whale. Its heart alone weighs as much as a small car, and its arteries are wide enough for a child to crawl through. These gentle giants can consume up to 4 tons of krill in a single day, fueling a cycle that reaches far beyond their own survival. As they dive to the inky depths to feed and return to the surface to breathe, whales release vast plumes of nutrient-rich waste, a phenomenon known as the whale pump. These plumes are laden with iron and nitrogen, rare elements in the open ocean. Their dispersal fertilizes the sunlit surface waters, sparking blooms of life invisible to the naked eye. Phytoplankton, the ocean's tiny giants, are single-celled powerhouses. Each one is smaller than a grain of sand, yet together they form vast clouds that can be seen from space. Though invisible to us, their collective impact is staggering. A single bloom can stretch for hundreds of kilometers, transforming the color and chemistry of the sea. Phytoplankton are the foundation of the oceanic food web, nourishing everything from minuscule zooplankton to the largest whales. Their abundance determines the fate of entire marine populations. Through photosynthesis, these microscopic plants generate more than half of the planet's oxygen, outpacing all the world's forests combined. Every second breath we take is a silent gift from these unseen titans. The ocean's surface shimmers with life, a living tapestry woven by the tireless work of these tiny organisms. Their existence is a testament to the power of the small and the unseen. The survival of whales is intimately tied to the abundance of phytoplankton. When these microscopic plants thrive, so too do the giants that depend on them, linking the fate of the largest and smallest in a delicate balance. This intricate web of life is mirrored in another of the ocean's masterpieces, the coral reef. Here, complexity and cooperation reach their zenith. Coral reefs cover less than 1% of the ocean floor, yet they are home to a quarter of all marine species. Each reef is a living city, bustling with color, movement, and endless interaction. At the heart of every reef are coral polyps, tiny animals that build vast limestone fortresses over centuries. Their teamwork is the foundation of these underwater metropolises. Each polyp harbors symbiotic algae within its tissues. These algae, called zooxanthellae, are the reef's secret energy source. The algae use sunlight to produce food, sharing the bounty with their coral hosts. In return, the coral offers shelter and vital nutrients, forging a partnership that fuels the entire reef. This alliance creates intricate, three-dimensional structures, caves, crevices, and towers that shelter thousands of species, from darting fish to cryptic crustaceans. Within these labyrinths, countless other partnerships flourish. Cleaner shrimp remove parasites from fish, while gobies stand guard at burrow entrances, alerting their hosts to danger. The clownfish, immune to the stinging embrace of the sea anemone, finds sanctuary among its tentacles. This alliance is a marvel of evolutionary adaptation. Sheltered from predators, the clownfish thrives, while its movements help aerate the anemone and keep it free from debris. In return, the clownfish cleans the anemone and may even lure prey into its host's waiting tentacles, ensuring mutual survival. From the colossal whale and the invisible phytoplankton to the vibrant coral and its myriad inhabitants, the ocean is a mosaic of interdependence. Each relationship is a thread in the tapestry of survival. Every organism, from the tiniest drifting cell to the largest leviathan, plays a vital role in maintaining the balance and resilience of the marine world. In the ocean, survival is not a solitary struggle, but a symphony of connection and cooperation. In a world where stories of environmental loss dominate the headlines, there are rare places that stand as radiant beacons of hope, living proof that nature, when given a chance, can recover in ways more profound than we ever imagined. Akagera National Park, nestled in the eastern reaches of Rwanda, is one such sanctuary. Spanning over 1,100 square kilometers, its mosaic of rolling grasslands, shimmering lakes, papyrus swamps, and acacia woodlands forms one of the most biodiverse landscapes in East Africa. Decades ago, this land bore the scars of conflict and relentless poaching. The once teeming plains were reduced to silence, with only the wind moving through the brittle grass and the bones of lost giants scattered across the earth. Lions and rhinos vanished entirely, their absence unraveling the delicate balance of the ecosystem. The park's rivers ran quiet, and the savanna's heartbeat faded. But today, Akagera is transformed. Herds of zebra and impala graze alongside towering giraffes, while the calls of fish eagles echo over the lakes. The park's revival is a testament to the resilience of nature and the power of dedicated conservation. The landscape, once parched and empty, now bursts with life. Verdant grasses sway beneath the hooves of antelope, and dense thickets provide shelter for elusive leopards and bushbuck. This resurgence began with a bold partnership between the Rwandan government and African parks, who together envisioned a future where Akagera's wild inhabitants could return and thrive. The first step was to secure the park's boundaries. Anti-poaching patrols now traverse the savanna, their presence allowing herds to move freely and predators to reclaim their ancient territories. With safety restored, the process of rewilding began. Species that had vanished were carefully reintroduced, each one playing a vital role in restoring the intricate web of life. 7 lions, sourced from reserves in South Africa, were released into Akagera. Their roars, once silenced, now roll across the plains at dawn, signaling the return of a top predator. The pride adapted swiftly, hunting in the tall grasses and resting beneath the shade of acacia trees. Their presence has begun to restore the natural checks and balances that keep the ecosystem healthy. Over the years, the pride has flourished. Cubs tumble through the grass, learning the skills of survival, while adults patrol their reclaimed domain. The rewilding continued with the return of other keystone species. Elephants, once reduced to a handful of orphans, now roam in large, matriarchal herds, shaping the landscape as they travel. 18 critically endangered black rhinos were brought from South Africa, their arrival marking the return of the last of the Big Five to Akagera's wild heart. The translocation was a feat of international collaboration, requiring careful planning and precision. Later, 5 more rhinos arrived from European zoos, enriching the genetic diversity of the population. Today, rhino calves graze beside their mothers, and the species once lost to the park now has a future here, their heavy footprints pressed into the soft earth. Elephants, too, have multiplied. From a few dozen, their numbers have soared to over 130, with new calves born each year along the shores of Akagera's lakes. Hippos wallow in the park's rivers, their grunts echoing at dusk, while Cape buffalo graze in vast herds, mingling with waterbuck and topi on the open plains. Akagera's revival is not just about numbers. It is about the restoration of complex ecological relationships, predators and prey, grazers and browsers, all interacting in a dynamic, self-sustaining system. The park's soils are enriched by the movement of herds, and the return of apex predators has triggered a cascade of ecological benefits, from healthier grasslands to increased biodiversity. Elephants move in tight-knit family groups, protecting their young, while lionesses nurture their cubs in hidden dens, each generation learning the rhythms of the wild. The cooperation seen among animal families mirrors the collaboration that made Akagera's recovery possible. A reminder that unity is essential for survival, both in nature and in conservation. At waterholes, herds gather in peace, and the air is alive with the sounds of thriving wildlife, a chorus that speaks to the park's restored vitality. As the sun rises over Akagera's lakes and savannas, its golden light reveals a landscape reborn, a living testament to the resilience of Africa's wild heart, and a promise that, with care and commitment, hope can flourish even in the most unlikely places. Beneath the towering acacias and the restless herds, a silent army works tirelessly, often unnoticed, yet utterly essential. Termites, the tiny architects of the savanna, shape the land in ways that ripple across the entire ecosystem. Their mounds rise from the earth like miniature fortresses, some reaching over 6 feet tall, crafted grain by grain from soil, saliva, and chewed plant fibers. Each mound is a marvel of natural engineering. Intricate tunnels regulate temperature and humidity, while hidden chambers nurture a thriving colony that can number in the millions. Deep underground, the queen, larger than any of her subjects, lays thousands of eggs each day, ensuring the colony's survival. But the significance of these structures extends far beyond their walls. Termite mounds enrich the soil, cycling nutrients and aerating the ground, creating islands of fertility where grasses grow greener and trees rise higher. During the dry season, when water is scarce, these mounds retain precious moisture, drawing grazers and browsers to their lush bounty. The influence of termites does not end there. Their abandoned mounds become havens for other creatures. Warthogs burrow into the cool earth for shelter, mongooses establish safe dens, and snakes coil in the shadows, awaiting the unwary. Birds perch atop the mounds, scanning the plains for prey, while aardvarks dig deep to feast on the termites themselves. In this complex web, the smallest engineers have an outsized impact. Their quiet toil sustains the giants of the savanna and maintains the delicate balance of life. In the story of Africa's wild heart, termites are the hidden foundation, builders, providers, and silent caretakers of the land. As daylight fades and the savanna's golden hues surrender to indigo dusk, a transformation unfolds. The day's dominant creatures retreat, and the realm of the nocturnal begins. Under the cover of darkness, a different cast of characters emerges, each specially adapted to thrive when the world sleeps. The African civet, with its masked face and banded tail, glides through the underbrush, following invisible scent trails. Its keen sense of smell guides it to fallen fruits, insects, and the occasional small mammal. Not far away, the bush baby leaps acrobatically from branch to branch, its oversized eyes reflecting the faintest glimmer of starlight. With calls that echo like haunting melodies, bush babies communicate across the treetops, their presence more often heard than seen. Down below, the aardvark begins its nightly excavation. With powerful claws, it opens termite mounds and ant nests, feasting with a tongue that darts out faster than the blink of an eye. Each dig not only feeds the aardvark but leaves behind burrows that become future shelters for other nocturnal wanderers. The night air carries new sounds, the low whoop of a hyena, the soft rustle of a genet weaving through the grass, and the distant hoot of an owl scanning the ground for movement. These predators and foragers have evolved acute senses. Heightened hearing, specialized night vision, and silent movement give them an edge in the darkness. Yet the night is not just about the hunt. It is a time of delicate balance, where every movement, every sound, every shadow matters. For the creatures of the night shift, survival depends on stealth, adaptation, and an intimate knowledge of the land veiled in darkness. As dawn approaches, the nocturnal world slips away, leaving only faint tracks and echoes behind. The savanna's hidden half has played its part, ensuring the cycle of life continues, unseen but essential, until night falls again. As sunlight returns and the savanna stirs once more, another secret strategy reveals itself, not in the open chase or the silent prowl, but in the quiet art of invisibility. Across Africa's varied landscapes, countless creatures have mastered the ancient game of camouflage and deception, blending seamlessly into their surroundings or masquerading as something they are not. On the forest floor, the flap-necked chameleon stands frozen, its skin shifting through an ever-changing palette, emerald, ochre, mossy brown, mirroring the leaves and twigs around it. With each slow, calculated movement, it becomes almost invisible to both predator and prey, its tongue coiled and ready for a lightning-fast strike. In the tall grasses, the serval cat crouches low, its spotted coat breaking up its outline among the dappled shadows. It slips through the landscape, nearly undetectable, relying on its camouflage until the precise moment it pounces on an unsuspecting rodent. But deception is not limited to hiding. The African egg-eating snake has evolved to mimic the appearance of the deadly puff adder, deterring would-be attackers with a false promise of venom. Meanwhile, the harmless African mimic ant copies the movement and colors of stinging ants, capitalizing on the fear its lookalikes inspire. Even the tiniest creatures participate in this intricate dance. The leaf insect, a master of disguise, folds its legs and remains motionless, indistinguishable from the foliage it calls home. Predators pass by, unaware of the life hidden in plain sight. For these animals, survival is not just about strength or speed, but about the ability to disappear, to mislead, to play tricks on the very senses of those who share their world. In the endless contest between hunter and hunted, camouflage and deception are the silent tools that tip the balance, an invisible shield forged by evolution that keeps the wild forever unpredictable. As the day unfolds, the masters of disguise continue their silent performance, proving that in Africa's wild, sometimes the greatest power lies in not being seen at all. Beyond the camouflage and the chase, another hidden layer pulses through Africa's wilderness, a world of silent signals and secret languages, exchanged in the wind, the earth, and the air. Here, communication is an art, woven into the fabric of survival, binding the lives of creatures in subtle, profound ways. On the open plains, a herd of impalas flicks their tails in unison, a barely perceptible wave that travels from one animal to the next. To the untrained eye, it seems accidental. But to the herd, it is a warning, a silent alarm that ripples outwards, alerting every ear and eye to a lurking threat. Nearby, a tower of giraffes stands motionless, their elongated necks swaying gently as they scan the horizon. In a quiet ballet, they tilt their heads and lock eyes, transmitting intent and reassurance through posture alone. Beneath the surface of a muddy waterhole, a family of African elephants communicates with rumbling calls too low for human ears to detect. These infrasonic messages vibrate through the ground, traveling for miles and reaching distant relatives. News of water, danger, or a newborn calf whispered across the savanna's vastness. At dusk, a colony of dwarf mongooses emerges from their burrow, chattering softly. Each call is distinct, a greeting, a warning, or a summons to explore. Their language is complex, a tapestry of chirps and squeaks that orchestrates the movements of the entire group, ensuring that every member is accounted for as night approaches. High in the canopy, vervet monkeys issue alarm calls tailored to specific predators, one sound for leopard, another for eagle, a third for snake. The troop responds instantly, scattering in patterns refined by generations of survival. Even the mighty baobab trees join the conversation, releasing chemical signals when grazed upon, alerting their neighbors to fortify their leaves with bitterness. In the wild, words are rare, but meaning is everywhere. Through gesture, sound, and even scent, Africa's animals shape their world, forging bonds and navigating danger with messages that never need to be spoken. In this symphony of silent signals, life moves in perfect step, a reminder that in nature sometimes the most profound connections are the ones we cannot see or hear, but only sense. In the dappled shade of the African bush, a new chapter unfolds, one of loyalty, trust, and a pact written not in words, but in action. Here roam the painted wolves, also known as African wild dogs, whose lives are a testament to the power of unity in the wild. At dawn, the pack awakens in a flurry of yawns and gentle nuzzles. Before the hunt begins, they gather in a ritual of soft whimpers and high-pitched twitters, a chorus unique to their kind. Each sound is a thread, weaving individuals into a single cohesive force. The youngest pups, not yet ready for the chase, are comforted by older siblings, a promise that no one will be left behind. As the hunt commences, the pack moves as one, guided by an unspoken understanding. Each member knows their role. The swiftest lead the charge, while others flank and anticipate the desperate turns of their quarry. The chase is relentless, a ballet of endurance and intuition, where the success of one is the triumph of all. When the hunt is won, the bounty is shared with remarkable fairness. The pups and the injured eat first, watched over by vigilant guardians. No growls or snarls, just gentle gestures and patient waiting. Here, survival is not a solitary battle, but a shared endeavor where every life is valued. As dusk falls, the painted wolves return to their den, their bond renewed by the trials of the day. In a world where danger lurks at every turn, their unity is their shield, the silent promise that, together, they are unstoppable. This is the pact of the painted wolves, a living lesson that in Africa's wild the greatest strength lies not in tooth or claw, but in the unwavering trust between kin.